Few days ago, I've been at the gym, and that day and the previous days, I've been like training very hard, as always. I remember that I was at the gym first, and then I also wanted to go kickboxing, basically to a kickboxing class. I realized that my lower back, all of a sudden, after I came home and was preparing my stuff to go kickboxing, my lower left, I mean right, sorry, my lower right back started to hurt a bit. It still hurts a bit, but it's much better. And also I couldn't fully extend my left leg because I had leg day the day before. And when I twisted in a certain way, it hurt a bit, but I really wanted to go. And I felt that I was basically losing progress, and I was telling myself not being a pussy. But then I realized that the biggest discipline that a person can have is basically realizing when to stop. And I realized that, and I've told myself okay, I know that I'm an disciplined individual. I have to stop today or just take a rest. I know if I will go to kickboxing class, something bad can happen, and I actually didn't feel myself, so I didn't go. But it's funny because I get carried away sometimes so much that I try always to try my best in life, being all of that and trying to be always the best possible person that I can be. But sometimes it's too much. And I want to talk about this with you today, how I think we should view this. I've always had trouble basically somehow stop being consistent. I always had trouble with that. Just telling myself to have a break once in a while, to just chill out a bit. Of course, while chilling out, doing the things that actually make me still good. I might lose a bit of progress, but it's much better than if I would, do things that don't really benefit me. But it's funny because I know that many people that actually try in life and want to create a better future for themselves. For example, in my age, an up and coming 18-year-old, people my age, like 17, 16, 15, also these young people, or maybe 19, 20, they have a problem to stop when it's needed. Let's say, for example, it's with something with injury. My friend recently, he goes to the gym as well as I do. Sometimes I hit a PR with him. We go together. We just lift weights. But recently he was doing dips, which basically trains a part of your chest muscles. However, he kind of overextended it, if you know what I mean. And he kind of, I guess, tore them a bit, in the middle. He overextended himself. So basically he was at the doctor. She checked him up. He was okay. All he needed is just to get rest for the muscles to recover, because he was combining it with work, labor, with basically training. So also sometimes, you can get basically worn out when you're working and then you hit the gym, which is not really a good combination. But of course, there's the aspect of consistency, that you want to be consistent and you want to train those muscles that are needed to build up, basically. Sometimes we're so disciplined that it's hard to realize when to stop. And that's the crazy part about it. I wanted to talk about this with you because I get it. You're probably watching this video because you've been asking yourself am I doing enough? Or just, do I need a break? And wondering. And I get when, for example, you have those sleepless nights when you just think on how to move on. That, for example, you work so hard in that day that you're good at heart, but people don't see it and they don't reward you for it. That you try so hard in your life, basically, that you don't see any results, but you still continue. And that's what I respect about you, bro, if you're watching this video and you're doing this. Because I feel the same way. I've never been really, how would I say it, rewarded for the things that I do most of the time. When I started, for example, just this self-improvement, all of these things, hitting the gym, being better, whatever. Before I found people that I actually connected with, I had issues finding those people. I was lonely as fuck. Even though I had friends, which they can be friends and they're not bad people, but I'm saying that these people don't move you in any direction. They only like weigh you down. So it's been very hard for me, and I think you are in a similar situation currently. Maybe you're seeking someone to basically align with, that thinks the same way as you, views life the same way as you, all those things, but it's hard. All I'm saying, bro, is like, you're doing enough. You're doing what most people can't. You're so far ahead than the rest of the 99% that do nothing. The rest of the 99%, or the rest of people that basically just, and then they just go wasted on alcohol, drugs, fast food, quick dopamine, you know? So I've never understood this. I'm not the judge. I don't like to judge people a lot. I try not to judge people, but sometimes it's hard. But I never understood this fully. Like, why would someone just work, have a pretty decent job, for example, at a young age, but still go clubbing, for example? All of that money that could be used for so many better things, they just like go through your fingers. It's like water. And they become like hamsters, you know, in a wheel. They just continuously just do the same thing every day. But then they never move anywhere. And I understand like that these people want to enjoy life. I think a part of life is to enjoy it as well. But I believe it should be things that actually somehow make you better. That they give you some kind of purpose. It's okay to enjoy life, but in ways that are good. So this basically, this quick dopamine of you just doing things that ruin you from the inside long term, that you can't even think straight, that you can't even think about the fact that you're in this cycle, in this loop, which basically drains all of your energy. That you're too lazy to think a bit differently. That's crazy to me. I never understood this. And I'm trying my best, like, not to really judge people. Someone can have some problems and it can be a reason to this. But like, I remember, or I see people, I remember people that were on a whole different level. They were fine, you know, they were doing their thing. But then when you meet them again, they're completely different. And they turn out worse than they were before. So, all I'm saying is, for you, bro, just take a break from all the things that are happening in life. It can be a day, it can be a weekend, you know, it can be a few days. Just take a break and just recover, you know, from the things that are happening in the real world. Of course, do hobbies or do those activities that will always move you somewhere. If it slips and you do something that doesn't really benefit you or anything like that, it's okay. Mistakes can happen, we're just human. But the only important thing is that you actually try in life. And then that you're actually gravitating towards it. Even though that it sometimes can be slower than usual, that time when it's slow and that you're recovering from something, that can actually be that boost which will get you to the end point. You'll be this rocket that basically punctures the atmosphere, and it can be actually of great benefit to you. Because let's say how I have my back now, I feel much better. My back doesn't hurt that much now, so tomorrow I will go kickboxing again. So I'm glad for that. You know, so just rest a bit. If you can, of course. If there's not something that is really important to you right now, then just zone out a bit. But of course, if there is something and you still want to grind, that's totally okay. You just have to realize when it's okay to stop. That's all I'm saying. So I hope this helped you. I believe in you, and please take care of yourself, bro. It was nice talking to you today. It's been something different. I've been jumping from one thing to another, so I hope you still enjoyed it. And I'll see you later, bro. Peace.